Imagine locking your doors at night, feeling safe and secure in your own home. But what if the danger wasn't outside? What if it was already inside, living in the walls, watching your every move? Today, we're diving into a case that chills to the bone. A real-life horror story that feels ripped from a movie script, but is tragically all too real. This is the baffling and terrifying case of the Stoll family murders. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, we explore the mysteries that keep you up at night. And this one is a true nightmare. Let's set the scene. We're in rural Ohio, the heart of the American Midwest. In the year 1987, it's a place where neighbors know each other. Doors are often left unlocked, and life moves at a slower pace. The Stoll family, a husband, wife, and their teenage son lived a quiet life in their farmhouse, surrounded by fields and open sky. They were ordinary people, just like you and me, with no known enemies and no reason to fear for their lives. But on a cold day, a concerned neighbor made a gruesome discovery. The entire family had been brutally murdered inside their home. When police arrived at the Stoll farmhouse, they were met with a scene of absolute carnage. The family had been killed, but there were no signs of a forced entry. The crime seemed senseless, a sudden explosion of violence with no clear motive. But as investigators began to meticulously comb through the house, they started to uncover details that were far more disturbing than a simple home invasion gone wrong. These details suggested something much more sinister, something that pointed to a prolonged period of terror. The first clue was in the kitchen. Food was missing, but not in a way that suggested a quick robbery. It was more like someone had been snacking over a period of time, taking small amounts here and there. Then, upstairs, investigators made a discovery that would define this case. In the attic, hidden away in a dusty corner, they found a makeshift bed. It wasn't much, just a few blankets and pillows, but it was clear someone had been sleeping there, who would be secretly living in the attic of an occupied house. The implications were horrifying. The killer hadn't just broken in and attacked. They had been living with the Stoll family, undetected for days, maybe even weeks. This discovery sent a shockwave through the investigation. They pictured this individual hiding in the cramped, dark spaces of the house, listening to the family's conversations, watching them eat dinner, following them with their eyes as they went about their daily routines, completely oblivious to the predator in their midst. It's the ultimate violation of privacy and safety. The place where you're supposed to be most secure becomes a cage you share with a monster. The evidence continued to build a terrifying picture. Strange, unidentifiable footprints were found in the dust of the attic and other less trafficked parts of the house. They didn't match any of the family members or the first responders. It was proof that an intruder had been there, moving silently through the shadows. Police also noted that the family's dog, which was known to be protective, had been uncharacteristically calm in the days leading up to the murders. This led to a chilling theory. Had the killer been in the house long enough for the dog to get used to their scent? Did the dog no longer see them as a threat? This element of a hidden stalker living inside the home is what draws parallels to another infamous and unsolved case. The Hinterkaifeck murders in 1920s Germany. In that case too, a family was slaughtered on their farm, and evidence suggested the killer had been living in their attic beforehand. Years turned into decades, and the case grew colder. Leads dried up. No new evidence emerged. The phantom of the Stoll farmhouse was never caught. The case remains open to this day, a dark stain on the history of the region. The questions are as haunting now as they were in 1987. Who was this person? How did they get in? Why did they choose the Stoll family? And perhaps the most terrifying question of all, after the murders, where did they go? Did they simply vanish? Or did they move on? Perhaps finding another family, another attic, another home to haunt from within? The thought that someone could be living in your home without your knowledge is a primal fear. It taps into our deep-seated need for security and control over our personal space. The Stoll family case is a stark reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not supernatural entities or distant threats, but human beings capable of unimaginable cruelty. They look like us, they walk among us, and sometimes, they even sleep under the same roof. The walls of our homes are supposed to protect us from the dangers of the outside world. But this case forces us to ask, what do you do when the danger has already found a way inside? The silence from this case is deafening. No confession, no deathbed revelation, no DNA match decades later. It's as if the killer stepped out of a nightmare, committed an unspeakable act, and then dissolved back into the ether. It leaves a void of unanswered questions and a legacy of fear. For the community, and for anyone who hears the story, it's a chilling reminder to check the locks, to listen for strange noises in the night, and to wonder about the hidden spaces in our own homes. What could be hiding just out of sight?